Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create this feather stitch. It's a one row repeat and it's textured and perfect for a variety of projects. Hats, scarves, blankets, rugs, anything you want to create. And it's so quick to do as well. I know it looks really complicated, but it isn't. What you're going to need is your hook. Any size that goes with your yarn will do. I'm currently using a 4, if it can focus, 4mm hook, and I'm just going to use some scrap purple yarn. This is just a cotton yarn. This stitch is worked up in an even number, so any even number you wish to do. I'm just going to create 20, so I've chained 20. Hopefully you've got your required number of stitches. Now the first row is just a simple half double crochet row, but I like to put my half double crochets in the back bumps. You do not have to. I just prefer it because I feel like it looks a bit tighter and neater. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip this first chain. You're going to go into the second. Now you can either go yarn over, you can either go through the stitch, or if you want to copy me, you can turn it. See this back bump right here? You can go straight in there. Whatever works best for you. This is just how I like to do it. So put your hook through. Now yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, and then you're just gonna yarn over, pull through all 3. Now that is a half double crochet. So let's do it again. Yarn over. I'm going to go into the back bump. Remember, you can go through that or the stitch. Yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, oh, and pull through. Oh, one more time I'll show you. Yarn over, go into the back bump right here, or the stitch, whatever you want. Yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through it all. Now you're just going to repeat that all the way down until you get to the very end. So here it is. I've done my half double crochet row. Now we're going to continue to row 2. You are going to chain 1, which doesn't count as anything, doesn't count as any kind of stitch at all. So then you're going to turn, and all we're going to do now is we're going to half double crochet again into this very first stitch right here. So half double crochet into there, oh, and then you're going to chain 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip 1 stitch. So this stitch right here, we're not going to go into that. We're going to go into the stitch next to it. So you're going to go into that one, yarn over, half double crochet, and then chain 1. Again, skip this next stitch, go into this stitch right here, half double crochet, chain 1. One more time, skip the next stitch, go into the next one, and half double crochet, chain 1. Now you're going to repeat that all the way along, and I'll meet you at the end. So I'm currently at the end of the row, and I've just done my last stitch, and all I'm going to do now is chain 1, which will bring us up to the next row. And this row is where we're going to create the feather stitch. So this is what it should be looking like. Obviously yours is longer or shorter, whatever you're doing. So now all you're going to do is see this first stitch right here. You are going to yarn over, go into it, and do a half double crochet, the very first stitch. So do your half double crochet, yarn over, pull through, and you're going to chain 1. Now we're going to begin our feather stitch. So what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over. See this really large gap here? You're going to go straight into there, pull up a loop. Don't pull through, you're just going to pull it up so it matches the size of these ones right here. Then you're going to yarn over again And this stitch that you skipped below down here, you are going to go through there, yarn over, pull up the loop again, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, and now you're going to yarn over and you're going to simply go into the next big gap next to it. Yarn over there, pull through, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all. You're going to chain 1, and that is your first feather stitch. So let's do that again. Yarn over. Now you're going to go into this big gap right here, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over, go down into that skipped stitch below, pull through, pull up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through the next big hole right next to it. And there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. Now, as before, yarn over and pull through every single stitch, and then chain 1. That's the second feather stitch. Let's do another one. Yarn over, go through the big hole right here, pull up your loop, yarn over, go down into that skipped stitch below, pull up, yarn over, go through the big hole in the next stitch. Now you have 7 loops on your hook. Now yarn over, pull through all 7 and chain 1. You are going to repeat this all the way along. So we do one more just so you really got the hang of it. Yarn over, go through here, pull up a loop, yarn over, go down into that skipped stitch below, pull up your loop, yarn over, go through here, and now you have 7 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over and go through all 7 loops. Yarn over, chain 1. Okay, so you're going to go all the way down. So I'm going to meet you when I get to this last bit right here, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I've made it to the end, and you should have your first row of feather stitches complete. Now in your last stitch, you are not going to be doing a feather stitch. Okay, so you're going to chain 1, and I know it looks like there's going to be a really big gap, but there isn't, because we're going to close it off in the next row. So you're going to chain 1, and all you're going to do is find your last stitch, which is right here. You can tell because you can see that bumpy bit right there. Bumpy bit, that's what I call it. And you're going to go straight into there and do your half double crochet. Make sure you get the very last stitch there, because you don't want to have like wonky edges. Okay, and now chain 1. And now we're going to turn around and we're going to repeat. See, you can, it looks like you're going to be left with this big gap, but you're not. So what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet in that very first stitch. Never forget that. I did when I first learned, and I was left with a really wonky piece. It just looked ridiculous. So go straight into there and do your half double crochet and chain 1. Okay, now we're going to do the feather stitch again. So yarn over, you're going to go in this big gap right below right here and pull up your loop. That's your first loop, yarn over, and now you're going to go directly below to that gap down here, pull through and pull up your loop. Now you're going to yarn over, and you might need to separate this, but you can see your next feather stitch is right here. Just pull it apart a little bit and go into the hole right next to it there. Not the stitch, the hole below it. And now you have your 7 loops on your hook. Now yarn over, pull through all. Now do your chain 1, and that was your first feather stitch. Now yarn over, you're going to go into this hole directly below. Put your loop, yarn over, go into the hole below there. So below the one you just did your first loop from, the one directly below it. Pull up your loop, and now yarn over. And remember, this is your next feather stitch, so pull it apart a little bit and you see this hole right here. That's where you're going to go, straight into there. Now you have your 7 loops. Now yarn over, pull through all. Chain 1. Let's do one more. Yarn over, go into that big gap, pull up your loop, yarn over, go into the next hole directly below that one, pull up your loop, now yarn over, pull this apart a little bit, go into that hole right there, pull up your loop, now you have 7, yarn over, pull through it all, chain 1. Okay, we'll do one more. Yarn over, put your hook through there, pull up your loop, yarn over, go into the hole below, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull this apart a little bit, go into that hole right there, pull up your loop, now yarn over, pull through all, chain 1. Okay, and you're going to repeat that all the way down the row. So I will meet you when we get back to your last feather stitch. So you carry on and I'll meet you in a minute. Okay, so I've made it all the way across. I'm just going to stop here because I want to show you how to complete this row. Now you're going to do your last feather stitch in this one. So exactly what you've been doing. Now yarn over and go into the last, you've got that really big hole there right on the end, go straight into there. And you've got 7, pull through all. Chain 1. Now on the very end again, you've got your last half double crochet. There you go, there's the bumpy bit that I've said before. And then you can see right on the end, you've got this stitch. And do your last half double crochet right in there. Chain 1. Turn, and you've completed another row of your feather stitch. Now you're going to I'll do one more row with you. So you're going to do your first half double crochet right in the very first stitch. Remember, never forget that one. Chain 1, yarn over, go through the hole right down here, yarn over, go through the one directly below it, yarn over, and go in the next hole there. So all you're going to do is you're going to continue this all the way across. So I've made it all the way along, and as usual you are going to go through the last half double crochet, so make sure you get it on the end there. Double crochet, chain 1 and turn, and that is it. All you're going to do now is just repeat these rows over and over again until you've got the desired amount. So you will keep a straight edge as long as you go through the half double crochet at the beginning and the half double crochet at the end. Never forget those, or you will end up with really wonky edges, and nobody wants to see that, do they? So keep doing that over and over again. I'm going to work up a couple more rows and then I will meet you at the end so I can show you how to finish off. So the top part of the feather stitch, as you can see up there, is exactly the same as the bottom, so it all matches and goes together nicely. So you go and create as many rows as you like. I will create some more and I will meet you back and we'll finish off together. Okay, so I've completed a couple more rows and your project will obviously be a lot bigger than this. Now I'm just going to show you how to complete, so the last row looks like the bottom row, so it looks nice and neat. So after you've chained 1, you're going to turn again, and what we're going to do is simply put a half double crochet all the way along here. So in the first stitch, half double crochet. You're not going to chain 1 this time, you're just going to yarn over and go into the next. Now you have to go into this next one right here. This is like the eye of the stitch. It's not called that, that's just what I call it. So go straight into there, and it might be a little bit tough to get into, so just push your hook through. Half double crochet. Next one, which is this one here, half double crochet, and then again that one right there, next one, and all you're going to do is you're going to carry on doing the same thing all the way along in every single stitch, and I'll meet you at the end. I've gone all the way along with my half double crochets. If you're able to follow this, I hope you make some lovely patterns, and I'll see you on my next video.